I think recording started. Probably we can start today's session. So just I want to confirm you whether you're able to see my screen or not, which I'm sharing now. So can you read out what I'm sharing
Yeah, hyper infrastructure automation understanding in different cloud infrastructure types.
now? Okay, thank you. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I think thanks for that confirmation. Let's proceed with the session today. This is basically the session which I'm planning to take is hyper infrastructure automation, where basically like a hyper, why I called it as like it is a kind of like hybrid where it is on premises as well as with the different cloud environments where we can do a lot of automation stuff with the help of especially in the infrastructure side, where it covers on premises, the cloud environment, and the cloud in the sense like a public or private cloud. So basically, I'm taking the just the highlights of the course where exactly the automation, the different types, and the cloud as well as the automation techniques that we can use it, that the tools available in the market that we can use it. All right, you can stop me anywhere if you find any issue or if you have any questions. Um, I think, I mean, even in case if I'm not able to answer in this session, probably I can get back to you over the communication channels where whatever that is has been established. This is again like um, the LinkedIn profile that I have attached here. You can get connect me over there and you can post your questions as well. Yeah, basically, I forgot to introduce myself. Like, this is Srinivasara, seniority working as an DevOps as well as DevSecOps architect in Clorox from past 3 years. So my experience is really into the automation. I have various technologies experiences as of now, into DevSecOps for the Clorox organization. Yeah, coming back to our session, basically, like I would like to discuss more on the infrastructure side, what exactly the infrastructure, whether it is on premises or the cloud, and how the automation or the DevOps industry going towards this. So basically, I can say the introduction of the infrastructure, which this was talking about, if we say that in any infrastructure, like definitely whether it is on premises or cloud, it the components are the compute, storage, and network. I mean, again, in this, if we go in details, it will be storage in the sense like we come with a lot of other technologies really it is the database or the memory or whatever that you name it, that file systems and all, it will come into the picture if we narrow it down. Again, networking, like whether it is just a networking, no, it includes the firewalls and the security part also along with the network devices. The compute is just not like a um, CPU or hardware or memory or the disk space and all. I mean, along with that, the software components also come into the picture. So in this case, it's the infrastructure is as I specified, like on-premises, private, as well as I mean, on the private cloud and the public cloud, which I'm talking. So here, the importance of the infrastructure automation is the automation streamlines the repetitive tasks like provisioning the servers or scaling resources, ensures the faster response to the business needs. Example, like an e-commerce company can automatically scale its resources during their sales event. Such as, I mean, just take it as an example, like Black Friday, their sales are will be in high demand. In that case, is like how we can scale up the resources at the on demand, like when the uh, event is happening or the sales are going up. So if we want to see that how the scaling should happen without intervening the manual. I mean, the manual intervention, that we can do it through the automation. Without, I mean, like that is the capability of automation here that we can talk about it. Coming to the on-premises infrastructures, like generally on-premises infrastructure is, if it is not a cloud, then hardware and software resources are completely managed by on-site. Means like we have the complete control on it. The full control is of the resources are with the owners. So, but the problem is like here is like high initial cost. We need to spend a lot of money in that to initially to get the complete hardware as well as what are the components associated with it. So, but the ongoing services charges are I can say let us say zero. The reason is like because it is completely controlled by the owner, so we don't need to take anybody's help to uh, for the services. So in this case is like I mean like just take it as an example like for the on-premises. Generally, the financial institutions or healthcare institutions, they are very much concerned about their data, so they don't want to migrate anything to the cloud because that sensitive data they want to keep it um, in their data centers. So definitely people, I mean, in this case, is like on-premises has that capability where they have the full control. So I mean, like while in this case, it's like the complete control is with the organization, but it they have to invest a lot in the hardware and the maintenance, and they have to dedicate some staff for that. So I mean, like just take it as an example again, like the hospital maintains an on-premises server for patients' records to comply with their strict healthcare regulations. So the that is the characteristics that I can say here. So the benefits of automation here is like um, by using the automation, we can say like we can maintain the uptime and also manage the updates, like especially like if we want to do any patch activities, securities, or the upgrades that we can do it through automatically. And also it optimizes energy usage as well. Okay. So in this case is like I can take it as an example like Ansible. People uses for the to automate patch updates for their servers, where it will reduce the system downtime during the maintenance because that maintenance window will be narrowed down. I can say that less compared to when human people are doing the automation update. Since it is a repetitive task and it will be applicable for the number of servers. So instead of one person doing one server at a time, by running the automation script, it will be done quickly with the more fashionable way by following certain guidelines. So the popular tools that I can say it is, as I specified, Ansible is the one. And again, we have some more tools exist in the industry, which are Puppet and the Chef. The Puppet can automatically configure the group of servers having the same security settings and the software updates. And similarly, Chef can do the same thing. So going back to the next thing, like this is on-premises, but this is applicable for both, whether it is on-premises or the cloud. So, I mean, some of the tools will work in the Windows environment. Some of the tool is very much comfortable with the Unix environments or the Linux environment, and both in a hybrid way. Some scripting languages and tools are flexible to do this updates as well as whatever is required for the software management or the configurations that I can see. Coming to the private cloud infrastructure, right? The private cloud infrastructure is like it is a dedicated single organization because if you go to the public cloud, probably that is the next topic which are coming in the next slide. But here it is like the cloud where it is dedicated to a single organization and the complete it offers the control with the organization, but I mean, it is more secure than public clouds, but flexible um, well, it requires sustainable resources and management as well, because few people take it as an example, like how flexible it is, like a single organization, like hosted I mean, it could be hosted in their own environment or with a third party. I mean, like the on-premises they can maintain and they can put it into the cloud. That is a kind of like private but dedicated to a particular organization. I mean, use case that I can say it as like a pharmaceutical company stores their sensitive data. I can say sensitive R&D data in a private cloud to maintain the security and regulatory compliances. So here I can say like since it is a private cloud, it automation offers like the scalability and the customization, but it requires skilled person to maintain this. And I can say like skilled professional is required. I mean, again, like another example that I can consider here it as like a university runs in the internal cloud for their academic data and research scholars or research topics where or methodologies of the technology, whatever that they are using, it should be secure and flexible to access their computing resources, not for the public. So in that case, they will go with the private cloud. Again, here the benefits I can say like automatically scaling and provisioning for the resource enhancements for the efficiency as well as the applications are running smoothly. I mean, it has to ensure like that applications are running smoothly. Um, Here, the case study that I can say, yeah, I mean, medical company where it uses Kubernetes in the private cloud to manage uh, to rendering the workloads for animation, scaling resources. I mean, dynamically it will scale the resources based on the project size. And here, if you ask me, the tools generally they're using it as like OpenStack. Um, I mean, just to enable them private cloud infrastructure management and also VMware supports that we realize automation resource allocation that OpenStack can automatic provision the storage volumes for our data analysis team and also eliminate manual setup. So I mean that is the advantage that we can see here. So yes, coming back to our public cloud infrastructure, um, here I can say like it is not I can say like there are benefits and I mean like there are some controls where we don't have it. So in this case, it's like it is a kind of like user based, not or I can say like we will be paying it based on the usage. So how much are the usage that you will do, you will pay for that only. So we will avoid the initial high cost as well as the some maintenance. Um, but coming back to the security side and the private data, because it is in a shared environment, it may be a security concern, especially like e-commerce companies or I mean financial or healthcare or pharmaceutical companies where they need to keep their data sensitive data they want to keep it or secure somewhere. So in that case, it's not recommendable. Otherwise, for the gaming companies or any I mean like any startup companies where they want to establish the resources and they want to start using high cost, I mean like the building and maintaining their own infrastructure and all. In that case, is public clouds are playing major role, especially for the current industry like AWS, Azure, Google Cloud, and a few of the other like Oracle and even for the IBM also they're coming up with a lot of their offerings as well. So yes, I specified like it is a shared resource, but scalable with low upfront cost, because we won't have initial cost that much needs to be spent. And also the models, but what they are saying is pay as you go model, which reduces our operations overhead as well. So in this case, like benefits of automation that I can say is, again, like it's immediate scaling and the cost management, and also simplified management. Like take it as an example, like when there is a um, uh, gaming company where it is trying to increase the resources when the peak gaming hours, and they want to decrease the resources at the half hours. Yeah, I think right now that NFL is going on. So in the peak time, it requires a lot of resources. It has to automatically scale it up. And after the peak time is over, that has to be go down. So in this case is pay as you go model. I mean, like pay as per usage model will works better. So automation will support that. So I mean, like for this, I think I can say like the automation, whatever the public cloud which supports this Azure cloud formation will support it, and also sorry, AWS cloud formation and Azure automation. If we can say inside that, I can say like biceps, and also Google Cloud Deployment Manager will also support for these features. And in infrastructure as a code, which is very popular, the IAC, I mean the name where Terraform supports this activity uh, for all the cloud providers, whereas this AWS Cloud Formation will work only for the AWS, and Google Cloud Deployment Manager work for the Google GCP, and Azure Biceps are the automation which supports only Azure. But in Terraform will support all of them, but the syntax and the configurations are little different. We'll discuss in future. All right. Now coming to the key differences between these cloud infrastructure is like the I can say like on-premises provides the complete control, while public cloud limits the provider to manage the most services. I mean, because whoever is providing the support with the infrastructure support in the public cloud, they will manage the most of the services. I mean, like here in this case is like even some of the government agencies, they prefer to go with the on-premises infrastructure. The reason is they want to have full oversight of the classified data. So even though a lot of public or private clouds are coming to the picture, on-premises demand is still there. So coming to the, this is I mean, talking about the control side. Cost-effective way, if we consider it, if it is, will have some flexibility in the control, then definitely go with the public clouds, because those are all cost-effective for a short term, or even for unpredictable workloads, right? So if we don't have predictive workload, so it may get increase, or it may get decrease, or only in the business hours it will get increase, and off business it will go down, then definitely public clouds will be best for the cost effective way. Because I mean, like take it as an example, like any of the e-commerce company where the sales data and all are even though it is private, but it relies on the storage for the in that case is like when the sales go up, then it requires to scale it up. And when I mean here I can say like during the Thanksgiving time, sales goes up. In that case, like it requires more resources, and after Thanksgiving it is done, it will be the normal operations. In that case, the recommendation is go with the public cloud for to get the cost optimization, or we use the cost in a efficient way. Okay, coming back to the scalability, if we ask me, like the public clouds are most scalable and on demand, while on-premises solution, just now whatever the example that I gave for the sales companies, on-premises, I mean like the are constrained or physical resources where we have to estimate initially, and we have to put a lot of cost, and that has to be stable, and it will not go up or down. So it will be constant, static. Whereas the public clouds are more scalable. So here, I mean, public clouds generally using by gaming companies or video streaming, where it requires quickly scalable resources, and where it has to launch some popular series or I mean like Netflix, if you take it as an example, or any Prime Video or any streaming, it is public. So with a certain authentications. So at the time people are using it, it will go up for the streaming and all. It requires more resources that has to be scaled up. In that case, is public cloud is best option. So other than streaming or the gaming, if the data requires, I mean like sales data or any sensitive data that requires should be in the private, it should be available. I mean like secure, and it should be available in the cloud. Then private cloud is the better option. All right, coming to next, like the automation tools overview, I can say like right now in the industry, Terraform is the infrastructure as a code is most popular, where it works in the across all the cloud organizations like AWS or Azure or GCP or any service, if you name it, it supports. But only thing is like Azure Biceps, it works perfectly with Azure DevOps or the Azure automation, and AWS Cloud Formation with the some of the Lambda feature functionality, and even for Ansible support and all, AWS Cloud Formation works perfect as well for the AWS environment only. But GCP Cloud Deployment Manager as well, it works perfect with the Google Cloud. But whereas Terraform works with I mean the cross cloud environments as well. As only thing is like we need to make sure like whatever the syntaxes or the scripts has been defined, it is not common for all, but that we have to align with the based on the service provider. I mean whether it is AWS or Azure or any other. So Terraform, I mean like especially just with one script, by running through some loops or iterations, we can deploy as many as virtual machines, whether it is across the same cloud or the different clouds. It works with a single command. That's the beauty. And again, after deployment of the virtual machines or the servers, we need to do certain configurations. So for that, definitely Ansible is Ansible. I can refer that it works perfect, as well as the Puppet and Chef also playing a major role, because before Ansible, Puppet and Chef were the leading the industry. But the only limitation that I can see is Puppet works better in Windows compared to Linux. In the same way, Chef works better in Linux or Unix environment than Windows. So that is why these two tools came into the picture before all other tools came in, played a role. So I mean, any security patches or any upgrades, if we want to do it, Ansible can run 1,000 servers. I can say like more than 1,000 servers I mean like within few minutes. by ensuring that some consistency. Again, like container orchestrations where we have Kubernetes, Docker form, where it automates the deployment of the applications through their container support. So even for some of the serverless applications for the deployment, people are using Kubernetes container images to deploy it without having a server. I mean, this is again like whatever the server container orchestrations, or I can say like container um, application deployments with zero downtime that is possible with the automation. So like for here, especially for the whether it is provisioning a new server or new resources or the new requirements as per the requirement is possible with the any of the tool which it's been listed here, Terraform or AWS Cloud Formation or Azure Biceps. And the configuration is possible with the Puppet, Chef, and Ansible. And again, like for the deployment, we can use the Kubernetes. Even I mean, Terraform, Ansible also supports the deployments, Puppet and Chef as well. Coming back to the monitoring, we have a lot of tools exist in the monitoring, but that is again like to check the health of the complete environment, as well as like once if they identify any issue, to get it the elect mechanism with through the ITSM tools like ServiceNow and all, that can be integrated with the monitoring tool, and that can alert the system, I mean the failures. I mean, whether it is an event or alert or any problem that can be notified through ITSM tools or alert mechanisms. ITSM is the big term. Like again, it has a lot of other features like the release management, configuration management, asset management, and everything will come under ITSM. So ServiceNow is industry standard tool that people are using it, but it has a lot of features as well as ITSM. But just for the alerting that we can use, even for the monitoring tool supports alerting mechanism just by integrating with the emails. And also it can be integrated with any of the alerting tool by using the APIs. Okay, these are all the automation tools overview, but across all types, I can say that the benefits I can say the benefits is like the consistency and what are the repeatable tasks that we can having if we know that if it is documented properly, then we can automate it, and where it reduces the errors, and it will standardize the process. Scalability, as I specified for the each slides, that like it is quickly scale it up without having much impact on the downtime. And the cost efficiency, as we just specified, like the public cloud is the better option for if we consider for the optimization of the cost, then where compared to on-premises. And the security wise, because it's automation supports the updates and the patching and monitoring and the compliance as part of. So I mean, like whatever the tool that you are using, it supports it. All the security enhancements can be done through these automations. Even we have little challenges. The people who are all working in this infrastructure, as you know, like it's a backbone for any of the industry, like whether it is a fintech company or a healthcare company or a technology company or a gaming company or finance, any pharmaceutical company, infrastructure is the backbone for it. But of course, every component is important for that product or the technology, but infrastructure plays major role in the backbone. Without that, it will be difficult. Not difficult, it is not possible. The reason is, so without having a backbone support, nothing will get stand up. So similarly, like whether it is an automation, whether it is an application, or whether it is a technology, whether it is a product, so infrastructure plays major role in it. So because that's the backbone, and on top of that, the more original functionality or the we can say like the view or the application, it will come into the picture based on that support. So here, if we come to that complexity, then I can say that automation requires expertise in the scripting and the tools as well. So, I mean, which tool is better for what technology and what based on the requirement has to be identified. So, which is definitely a challenging for the initial implementation. Uh, there is a security risk, like because some automation scripts, if we are written very poorly, I mean, like I can say that the poorly written automation scripts can introduce vulnerabilities and making security as a key concern. I mean, any misconfiguration script accidentally exposed to sensitive data, that's all. Like the encryption and validations are very crucial in this case. So we should be very careful while we are writing any automation script by considering the security risks. Yeah, cost management, like it replaces with a lot of human effort. So definitely automation will help. I mean, like whether it is a public cloud or a private cloud or on premises. But um, but public clouds automation, if we are doing more, but over uses, then it may attract cost more. Yeah, I mean, basically we should be very careful. Like overuse of automated process in public clouds can result in unexpected expenses. Tools integrated. So I mean, coming back to tools integration, we need to see like what are the tools seamlessly that out of box it can support to integrate it, and what are the various tools available which supports I mean, like what are the provider that we are using it, which are supportable, and again, like it supports the automation as well as the tools and the technology. We have to be very careful in that case. Yeah, I mean, here just an example, like the reason why I'm saying that the challenge here is like some companies, maybe a company may struggle to sync up the Ansible configuration with Terraform workflow uh, because of some mismatch in the configuration. So we should be very careful when we are considering any automation scripting as well as based on the provider that which we are selecting, whether it is on-premises cloud or public cloud or private cloud, and the what tool that we are using it. So we have to take a wise decision before we proceed for the implementation. This evaluation requires a lot of knowledge. This is only the challenge that I can see for the automation, whether it is a cloud or on-premises. Yeah, I mean, as of now, like the future trend, especially coming back to this Gen AI or AI technologies, a lot of uh, tools that those are all evolving, like based on the trending and forecasting. I mean, like by using the historical data, that it will see like how is trending and how exactly it requires to scale it up in future when it reaches to the particular uh, threshold. So take it as an example, like when there is a soccer game going on and it requires to increase the resources when it is busy or peak hours, then they will set alarm like 75% of the utilization of the resources. Then it has to scale it up automatically. And it comes down when comes down to the 50% or 25% that resources can be removed or decommissioned when there is no need. So that level of knowledge by using trending and forecasting can be done. I mean, they are done or it's already some of the tools it's implemented by using AI and ML. And also, I mean, uh, the serverless architecture, which I was talking in Kubernetes containers, right? Where it reduces some dependency on the infrastructure, but the still the serverless architecture is required some infrastructure support when the application deployment is required. So, but those I mean, like serverless architectures, it reduces the infrastructure dependencies, but developers has to focus on the code while automation handles scaling. So that is another aspect, like where the automation come into the picture in the serverless architecture. Yeah, example that I can say, like AWS Lambda runs on a code for rides, ride hailing applications without provisioning the servers. So that is just an example. And edge computing, if you ask me, like extending the um, automation to decentralize the environments where the edge computing is automation is like it extends the resource management to edge devices for faster processing. Automation will extend, I mean, like here in this case, automation will enable the real-time data processing and decision making at the network edges. So, I mean, like based on the data and whatever the streaming is or the functioning is happening, based on that, it will take dynamic decisions based on the edge compute integrations. Like, okay, take it as an example, like the IoT devices. Yeah, in the edges, like I mean, like it requires to automate updates because it's a own old one, so it reduces the production delays. I know that we have less time. If any questions that we can talk over the communication channel which I have provided. So the conclusion is like we have key benefits and what are the different types of infrastructure we have it, and also the importance and the what are the automation plays the importance in infrastructure has been detailed here. So how automation can continue to shape the cloud infrastructure management, that is the future outlook. Probably in the next sessions, I will cover in detail for each technology, how automation will support in as a part of infrastructure automation. All right, any questions if you have, just share it via